Hey, what is up guys? Ben here coming to you with another Swift programming tutorial. Today we're going to be talking text fields because that seems to be a big place where people get hung up in SwiftUI. Not sure why, but the resources are not that great out there. So by the end of the video, we're going to have a real nice text field that does some things I don't know if anyone would believe a SwiftUI text field could do. But check this out. On launch, it automatically opens, which is awesome. We changed the keyboard type here a little bit, so we've got our .com, so we can say something like iSwiftUI.com, okay? Have this nice little clear button, and when you're done, click done. Not really things that you'd believe a SwiftUI keyboard could do, but hey, they're doing them. And by the end of the video, you'll be doing them too, okay? So here's how we're gonna do this. You're going to come in here to Xcode. We're going to click New Project. Step 1. Now we are going to make sure it's an app. Say Next here. Let's call it iTextField Tutorial. Easy. Create there. Drop it wherever you need it to be. Let's clear the sidebar here. Cool, so we're going to get this normal text hello world app. Not really what we want. What we want is a text field. So normally the text field doesn't really ship with this return key modifier and all this stuff that we need. But what's good is that the iTextField absolutely does, which is nice because it works text here exactly like the regular text field. Text. So if you have done a text field before, you're going to know you need a little state variable, which is we're going to call it text, which is just going to be a string. You're going to pass it into this text variable as a binding, and our title here is going to end up actually being the placeholder text. Now we'll get this error, obviously. Can't find text field in scope. How do we fix this? Well, let's import it. Might be your first thought, but not a great idea because it doesn't actually exist in the native Apple development kit, unfortunately. But what's fortunate is it's very easy to get. So if you come here to File, you're going to have to leave Xcode, Swift Packages, and Add Package Dependency. We're going to the URL bar here, and I'll link this URL in the description, but it's just going to be https://github.com/Benjamin Sage/iTextField. Boom. And then you're going to want to make sure it says version up to next major. That'll make sure everything is working properly as you'd expect it to over time. And then as this resolves, we're going to click finish. And awesome, now we have it in our project. It was literally that easy. And now to import, we're just going to say, as you would expect, iTextField. And now once it indexes, all of our problems will go away. Let's build and run that, and we'll be able to see how it looks. It's just going to be exactly like a normal text field, because we haven't done anything special quite yet. And yes, text here, exactly as you would expect. So type text, hold on, return, done. Now, we want to do a couple of things to this. Firstly, let's, the common problem that people are dealing with is that you want to be able to change the focus. That's like whether or not the text field is like currently typing, or whether it's in a different place, or whether it's not in any focus at all. That's like the focus of the text field. You want to be able to change that programmatically. You don't want to have the user tap on the text field every time you want to change that focus. Now, the native text field doesn't give us any way to do this, but luckily, iTextField does. So if you come in here and you say state exactly like this far, but we'll call this one is editing, and this isn't going to be a string, it's going to be a Boolean, which we're going to start at full. Actually, no, you know what? Let's start that at true, which will give us the nice effect of automatically editing the text field right when the page pops up. Okay, so this works exactly how you'd expect it to. It has an is editing, which works just like the text, and we're going to bind to that state variable. Okay, now since it's true, it'll automatically happen. The text field handles everything behind the scenes, so when you don't want it to be editing, it won't be editing. And actually, if you don't pass that in, it's going to maintain that as a private state. So you don't actually need it if you don't want to. But if you want to, it'll be nice, and we'll use it right here to illustrate some of the points. Now, we can do a couple more things here. We're also going to want to use some of these text field modifiers, which don't really come natively with the text field, but they do come with the iTextField, things that are very, very useful. Things like the keyboard type, for example. If we use that, let's use the URL keyboard type. Something you might want in your app, something that doesn't really, I don't think, doesn't come with the text field. It certainly doesn't come with the text field in iOS 13, which a lot of people are still using. If you go in here, there are a couple more things that we can do here. Let's do something like, let's turn on auto capitalization. Let's just turn that none. Let's do none at all, because I guess this is a URL text field at this point. And let's also say, you know what, on edit, every time that anything edits, let's say we're going to want to print, hey, we're editing. Okay, I don't know what you want to put in the onEdit, but that'll be called every time, anytime anything edits in the text field. It's a very useful function to have as well. Let's do one more just to illustrate the full power of what's going on here. Let's do one more. Let's do the return key type. That's the little blue return key that everyone always wants to change. Don't know why you can't change it in the text field, but in the iTextField, you can. So let's build and run this. Come up to the play button and press that. It'll launch. I don't know why I'm using an iPod. You guys should probably be using iPhones at this point. I don't even know if they still make iPods. 7th generation, jeez. Okay, so did you see that? You see how it popped up right away without me even needing to click on it? That is very nice, and your users are going to appreciate that. Let's type in a URL. You can see it's not capitalizing, which is also really nice. SwiftUI.com. That was not what I wanted to do, but that's fine. And then you can see that blue return key, press done. And you can also see where you're printing things and things are editing. And you can call all types of functions here. You can call onEditing ended, onEditing began. Lots of things that you can do without that you can't do with the regular text field. So this iTextField is great. I think you guys are going to get a lot of use out of it, and I hope that video was helpful.